Welcome back to it. Oh, Patrick, can you turn the podcast on real quick?
Is it turn the key, then choke, key? Brad, did you not put on the charger?
Did anybody charge the battery?
Ah,
Fuck, the goddamn battery's dead.
Do we even have gas?
BSrs, welcome back.
Where did we go?
We are back from our mid-season hiatus. Happy to be here. Clearly, our jokes are on point, and we are ready to do this.
We like to tell super duper inside jokes.
Yeah, so
To
and hope
anybody
that you
that'll
guys will
listen.
just catch on.
I hope that you have all enjoyed the stride while we were gone. Big thanks to Jack Fathom, our good buddy.
Holding it down.
We're back. Going forward from this point, we are going to give you this brand new episode of Belonging Songs with a brand new song by Brad. This timeline's going to get weird. So we're here right now to welcome you back from Season 2's mid-season hiatus.
Yep.
Once we're done welcoming you back, we are going to jump way back into the middle of Season 1.
2019 or something.
Yeah. We're going to listen to the beginning of an episode that was started a long time ago. Yeah. Then we're going to jump to the future, but will be our past
trauma
from a couple weeks ago when Brad had redone the song. So we did a revisit, and then we're going to jump, finish the song out.
Like an episode of
Hopefully.
Lost.
But
When the us's then
yes,
will get revisited by the us's
Us now.
When do we get the babes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, welcome back. We're so glad to be back. We're going to be doing a Belonging Songs episode this week. We're going to give you another one next week. Then it's going to be a What We're Listening To. Then it's going to be another Belonging Songs episode. And from that point on, Belonging Songs episodes with new songs will be every other week. You will get a What We're Listening To in between. And we're considering doing a Stride episode on the other off week if Jack will agree to it. Or if you don't want us to do that and you just want a week off from us, let us know. If you want more Strides, though, send us an email. We'll be happy to do it if there is a want for it. There's a market for it. If you guys want them, we want to do them.
If you didn't get any of that, it's
this
in the
whole
syllabus.
thing's going super smooth.
Listen, we have a potpourri show now. Okay? We're doing
in a
whatever
different
the fuck,
timeline.
Whatever the fuck we want in whatever timeline. And some of it's going to be involving Jack Fathom. Some of it's going to have new songs from Belonging Songs. Some of it we're just going to be listening shit, but not in real time. You're going to have to listen to it on your own.
Quite frankly, I don't even know what's going on. I'll just let Wade figure it out.
So figure it out.
All right.
Figure it out.
What we're doing right now is jumping to the past. We'll see you when you jump to the future for the second time.
You don't get it? Figure it out.
You don't want it? Don't show up.
Figure it out.
But these kids over here, these kids are playing their heart out. They're coming every week. They're putting in the time. They're listening to the show. But if you don't want it, you can take a walk.
Welcome back to Belonging Songs, your weekly podcast that brings you a brand new original song each week, then talks about the theme of that song and the processes that went into writing and recording it, sometimes the revisions we make along the way. I am your host, Wade Dana. With me, as always, my good friends Brad Maurer.
Hello.
And Patrick Crane.
Here with you again.
Here with you again, here with you with all.
Hey now.
How you guys doing?
Good.
That was good until I've had Smash Mouth in my head for the last hour and a half.
We've been on a Smash Mouth kick lately.
Shit. No, it's awesome, man. Great.
What is?
Hanging out.
Everything.
It is nice to be hanging out in the same room again, even though it's not air conditioned.
Hanging out, playing Nintendo.
I have air conditioning, but I also have like 100-year-old house. So
there doesn't appear to be air conditioning in this room.
No, there's a By the way, about Brad's house, since we're here tonight, We've been assured multiple times by his wife that the house is not haunted.
Then she showed us
just this
like,
photo
super old picture
that
with
was
a bunch of
straight out of
definitely
the
haunting
bar
people.
of the Overlook Hotel,
Oh, totally.
and telling me it's not haunted.
It's probably haunted.
No,
There's
no.
cold air coming out of that register.
It's ectoplasm.
Ecto coolers.
It's ectoplasm.
Were any paintings left in this house?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe.
We have to tear open these
Find
walls.
out. Yeah, we do
Vigo?
have to tear these walls open.
Viggo Morgenstein. I think that was his name.
Oh, Wingy Malmsteen?
Ingve Malmsteen.
Ingve?
Wingy?
Wingy. Why bother pronouncing his name right?
Brad's virtuoso guitar only solo album called Wingy Malmsteen.
Wingy.
So,
I'm going to open a wing shop and call it Wingy
gun to your
Malmsteen.
head, you've got to listen to one of the G3s, Steve Vai, Wingy Malmsteen,
Wingy.
or Joe Satriani.
Oh, man.
Who you taking for an hour LP?
If you played them all at the same time, would you notice? Like,
No, my opinion on those guys, which has probably been said 1,000 times before, it's amazing how technically proficient you can be at an instrument and have no soul.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like all
That's
three
it.
of those guys are amazing guitarists if you forget about emotion.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Neil Young, one note.
Yeah.
Right.
More powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry if
Digress.
Ingve's in our
Brad, how many
audience.
guitar solos are in this song we're going to listen to?
What's the over-under on 2?
Are any of them musical interludes?
No, they're guitar solos.
All right.
There's at least one.
I think there's one...
In an instrumental highlight.
Yeah, there might be an instrumental highlight in between verses, but there's definitely one guitar solo.
So you were saying this song was written before I was a twinkle in your eye.
This was written with the Eating Crow batch,
Okay.
and
Nobody's heard that yet.
where do I fit in?
Maybe they have. We don't know.
I don't know. So there was another one that Pushing on the Bruise. Yeah, there was like 7. Any of those done yet?
Listeners will have heard Pushing on the Bruise.
Yeah. So like
And one of our early episodes you had mentioned was
where do I
part of
fit
this.
in?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So this song is called Eloise. This was
Yep.
part of that batch. You said there was like 5 to 7 songs. We're going to kind of hit the ones that you feel like you want to release.
Yep.
And this one we recorded drums for, or had our friend Chad record
Yep.
drums for, who is slated to stop by sometime tonight.
Yes.
Maybe he'll bust into the room. Maybe he
Potentially.
won't.
Yeah.
Did he pack his baseball mitt?
I don't know.
Let's hope.
Let's hope he did. I have an
hope.
extra one though.
But
And scene.
it's gone. It's gone.
Eloise is Spanish for the weeds.
Yeah. Yeah, it's totally gone. I don't remember what.
So
else.
this song is to a point where it's been for years. Like,
Yeah, I remember now. It was actually
good.
it sat for 2 years without a second verse, and then Chad even drummed to it without a second verse.
Okay.
Most recent thing I did to it was I added the second verse, and then that completed it. And I think I might have bells and whistled it a little bit. I did a couple little things to it, and that's where it's sitting. And then it's basically been in the filing cabinet for probably 5 years, 4 years, something like that.
So you want Patrick and I to listen to it to tell you what?
Just that it's how badass it is, and it's ready to set sail.
Bitchin'.
Because if you tell me that it's not good, we're just gonna can this episode right fucking then and there.
Shut it down!
Because I'm not doing anything else to it, most likely. I really have a hard time. Like if I write a song in a batch of time, like in a little era, I struggle greatly going back to it.
How's Eating Crow coming?
I struggle. I did some things to it. I'll play them for you later, but
Yeah.
I don't. I have a really hard time going backwards. Like that.
Is the problem because you care about it then?
No, the problem is because it's coming from. I'm
A totally different person, man.
No, kind of. You're just in a different place. Like you're that spark of inspiration.
You recorded it in this room, right?
I did.
Okay.
It looked totally different.
There weren't 2 dudes here giving you shit.
Yeah. So anyway,
We haven't give Brad shit in a while. So.
That's true.
correct.
Usually giving Patrick
Patrick has taken the brunt of the shit lately. So I mean, I'm just hoping this is a good middle track.
All right, well, we should probably listen to this gem.
One tear is rolling down his eye, guys.
So we do plan on putting these into like an EP form. So yeah, maybe this will be like track
if we can
4 or 5 or something.
I mean, no, just give me real raw input on it. I just curious to hear what you think about everything.
We need episodes, right?
I think it's a good song. It's just I don't know what I would do else like differently to it.
Here we go.
Feeling myself lately. I've been speaking in tongues. I'd like to thank you for stopping by. I've been all alone, but with all these distractions, I can't get nothing done. It seems like we've had this conversation, and your kids should be grown. Eloise is a lonely place, but we're never alone. Eloise is a lonely place, but we're never alone. Eloise is a lonely place, but we're never alone. Eloise is a lonely place, but we're never alone. I might have misplaced my mind again. Nothing you say makes sense. I'd like to go for a walk outside, but I'd be under arrest. It feels like a lifetime now, spent staring at the walls. Sometimes I'll look down at my feet just to change things up. Eloise is a lonely place, but we're never alone. Eloise is a lonely place, but we're never alone. Eloise is a lonely place, but we're never alone. Eloise is a lonely place, but we're never alone. Never alone. We're never alone. We're never alone. We're never alone.
Brad,
Yep.
are there any crux in there?
Crux in the trunk.
You good?
Just got cruxed.
You good, big guy?
I could use a backup. Nope. Yep.
All right. We're cruxed up. Patrick, you've never heard that? What do
I
you
have
think?
not heard that. I don't even think I've heard parts of that. Nah, you're just nodding your head. Nah.
I haven't played it for many.
I got thoughts. Do you have thoughts?
Well, let's hear your thoughts.
I have thoughts as well.
Is this just like
It's been a while since I've listened to it.
No, this is your chance to beat up on Brad.
Right.
So this is not beating up on Brad.
Okay, well,
But-
I'll go.
But what I thought as I was listening to this is throw out the vocal track, because this is one of those cases that I've got on Brad about before. I think he is sometimes afraid to really let out in a certain emotional range in your voice. And I think the vocals on this track, for how dirty and gritty that guitar is, it's far too clean. I think it needs a little more dynamic. I think it needs a little less perfection. And it also needs, I think, some more backing vocals. And I almost think for a lot of the verses, maybe like some falsetto accents or something in a higher register to help juxtapose against the low-high rhythm guitar. So that was the big thing. That's one of those times, Brad, where I would love to do what we did when you were singing on our song, when you were singing on Leaving Home, where I just kept on saying, do it again, push it more, let it break here, and just like cut loose. Because I think, and I don't know how long ago you recorded these vocals, but they are a bit too polished, and they're a bit too, like I said, they're too friendly for how gritty the song is.
One big argument in your favor is you can clearly hear the difference between the old vocals and the newer vocals,
Yeah.
which is going to be a huge problem mixing. But to agree with you, especially towards the end when you're doing those big repeats, like "We're never alone," and then where it goes, "Oh,"
That's what
those could get really big. And
I had
cool.
that note. I had increased intensity, particularly with that last "Never Alone" before the solo. That needs to be right on the cusp of screaming.
It's very tentative, and that could get like really big.
There's a lot of room there.
That's your chills moment
Yep.
in there. Also, I'd like to say that this is definitely Brad's most smash mouthest song.
Oh, this is this. All
For
all I could think about this is subtitle All Star Part 2. And not to beat a dead horse, but I think if we can get the vocals bigger, the choruses I want to be really big on this song too. I almost think Lose the Hand
It
Claps.
should be more of a party.
Yeah.
I get a sense of this almost taking place in a dream state.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to say it. But I think the hand claps, I think that feels a bit random at times. And what's weird is I did hear hand claps before I heard the hand claps, but not where they were placed. So we can do a little bit with that. See if they sound good, maybe bring them more predictably spaced throughout. And again, Chad knocks it out of the park. I love the drums on this song.
Yeah, some of those
I love the
tom
drums.
fills are really
He
great.
probably listened to it twice and then did that.
I did make a comment. It seems like a basic lyric, but I loved it, and I loved how you sang it. Was I might have misplaced my mind again? How you come in with that? It's just, I don't know. It made me kind of smile because it's almost said self-referentially
Right.
by the character in the song.
Yeah.
So I really like that. Loved the solo. And the only other thing I think if I was arranging the song I would cut out is the talking. In the
That was an experiment.
yeah. I think it got in the way a little bit and didn't really add to it. I love the end, actually. I really like how this song ends.
Like terminates
Yep.
the way, yeah.
See, I don't mind the talking because it almost makes me feel like that dream state, like you're almost lost in
Like
this,
you're lucid,
dream, like
lucid dreaming.
yeah, almost kind
Yeah.
of like walking around like that John Travolta gif.
Meme,
The low register rhythm riff just stuck in my brain right away. I really like how that sounds. I love the grittiness of it. I think I'm using the word gritty too much. You guys are going to bitch at me about
it's
that
good.
later.
It's gritty.
Edit it out.
No, it is gritty. It's a dirty song, and like, I don't know if it's obvious or not what the sort of intent was behind it. But I mean, wait,
I
you
would
can
like
go.
to know what or where or who
Eloise.
is.
Eloise is it's an old insane asylum in like in the Metro
Okay.
Detroit area. The name of the building is Eloise, and
Okay.
it was a sanitarium
right.
basically. And it had the tunnels and everything. So the song is written.
Even more argument for some screaming and yelling.
The song is written. The reason it's sort of monotone is it's written from a person in the sanitariums. Is the guy right? Like, I might have misplaced my mind again. Nothing you say makes sense.
I definitely wouldn't have caught on to that,
Yeah.
but
I think that's
I like
great.
that.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
like
it's
that.
in the beginning. Like the first verse is just like thanks for stopping by, even though there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Right.
I like the effect of Eloise being a place.
Mm-hmm.
I like the effect of how it surprises the listener because you're expecting this biographical story of somebody talking about a woman, right? Eloise is immediately what comes to mind.
Right.
Then you hear that lonely place and you go, oh, is this about an unhappy relationship? No, it's about an unhappy place.
but it does work the other way
But
too.
literally, it does.
It could allude to being with somebody who
Being with her
makes you feel lonely because you don't have that
it's-
connection anymore.
I wrote this at a time like we did a project there, and I didn't know this place existed, and I was like, oh wow, this is like a cool thing. And I looked it up, and it was like it's its own city. It's one of those kind of things where they had their own fire department, they had their own police, they had their own. There's tunnels that connected all of this stuff, and it was like this thing. It was when sanitariums were huge, and
Are you a big sanitarium guy?
Time marches on.
yeah, I am. Yeah, I actually learned a lot about Dr. Kellogg. Was the one that created the term sanitarium, right? Because it was, what's the other one?
Asylum.
No. Sanitarium or
Sanatorium.
Sanatorium.
Yes.
Yeah, sanatorium was the other version.
Yeah.
And he wanted to create a different, that was for going to rot, and sanitarium was going to heal.
We're gonna have to have the research.
That's why he had to eat a bunch of cornflakes and never masturbate.
Heck yes. And take giant shits.
Yeah. John Harvey Kellogg, listeners, if you're not familiar, I think a lot of people from Michigan are just
Take a
because
look. Yeah.
it's the obviously the person whom Kellogg's cereal's named after founded a sanatorium in Battle Creek, Michigan, and basically the whole idea was pure living. It was very puritanical, but it was some of the first health through nutrition.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But a lot of it was crazy. But he was really obsessed with poops.
Lots. Yes. Lots.
That's showbiz.
Yeah.
That's showbiz.
Part of the cornflakes was, to make your poops better, right? So it got huge. But anyway, that was the whole concept. Was I went down there and then I came home and I was like, oh, I'm gonna write a song about somebody that was in there, right, from their perspective. And so that's why it's kind of like that's why it's sung that way. It's not supposed to be sung by a singer necessarily.
Yeah, that makes sense. And now maybe I'm thinking it might be cool to play those two voices in the song. Do the very calm, destitute, alone, and then the very agitated. And I think that will enhance the story, but also add some dynamic to the song.
To the song,
That's going to make it from very good to great.
I could try that.
Well, this episode's never gonna get finished.
No, I think I owe it for the reason you said. I think I owe it a vocal redo. Just to for continuity's sake.
I want to be here.
Just because, okay, all right,
I think that would be
let's set
really
that
cool.
up.
Yeah.
So that's where we're going then.
Okay.
Cool.
Was there anything?
And then maybe we can work on our shit.
Yeah.
too.
Was there anything musically?
No, I love the music.
Yeah,
in
it's
this
got a
song.
cool groove.
Yeah,
Because it seems really monotonous to me, but it could be because of the voice.
But again, you've had songs where it's a few chords that repeat. But what I think, and we've talked about you doing really well, is that layering and adding other dynamics, which is, I think, where I'm saying I think a lot.
But a short shift, right?
Yeah, it needs something to carry it. And I think this song is going to be a vocal forward song.
Okay. All right.
That's my vision anyway.
Well, that'll be a project. I can work on that.
Cool.
And I did say it would be hard, but I think it's only hard if I'm trying to keep other shit and blend it together. So if I strip it down and I just go
Starting over. On
new
that.
track,
I even
keep the old tracks, but just go new tracks and just straight through.
I even hear some parts where we could add like some reverb or maybe use the distortion on backing vocals trick. Just to add just to add some more interest and make it sound, for lack of a better word, more haunted.
It's more intros too.
Yeah. More intro.
That's really what I was going for
intro.
with it. And an artist I was listening to a lot at the time was Iggy Pop. You know, Iggy Pop's vocal style is a lot of just Wade hates Iggy Pop, by the way.
I do not.
Pretty sure he hates Iggy Pop.
I just did not like that newest album, is all.
When you recorded, did you take your shirt off and cut your chest with glass?
Yeah, and I did a stage
Pretty
dive.
sure Patrick's already made that joke on this podcast.
I did a stage dive.
Edit it out if I did.
I went and saw him one time, and that's exactly how he said. He goes, "Ooh, maybe later I'll do a stage dive." Like, you're 80, you can't walk. Like, you're gonna blow a hip out if you stage dive.
Give me your best impression in 15 seconds of Iggy Pop selling a mattress.
You've got to do a stage slowly into the tub.
Right. It's soft. It's on my hips, and the women's like it.
That'll do.
It's perfect for practicing a stage dive.
Are we gonna make it a commercial? Are we finally getting a mattress sponsorship?
That's brought to you by Sleep Number.
My sleep number is Pop.
Iggy Pop's sleep number is 69.
So we got the roadmap for what to do with this song.
Yeah, I think it's 100% vocal sort of modification / retrack, which is good. That's fine. I'm good with that.
Yeah, the rest of it, it's great.
It's harder to blend musically. I think if I were to go back and try to retap into a sound, and I don't know where the knobs were 5 years ago, kind of thing, and I can handle vocal fixing. I think that's good, and I think I agree with that. So let's get in the time machine and get to work.
All right. Set course.
To the future!
Okay, we're back. We are way back.
We're digging deep
Way back.
in the archives.
Guess what, BSers? We're not only back in the middle of this episode, which has been a very long journey indeed, but we're back in person in the studio for the first time in a very long time.
Far too close to one another.
Yeah.
Fully vaxxed.
This episode was started...
Fully vaxxed.
I can't edit us out.
Ever.
Of each other's.
Just saying we were fully
Yeah.
vaxxed. That's all.
Yeah,
Just
that's
wanted-
all. We're just
but I didn't
checking
want
in.
to get judged.
Yeah.
We started this episode at Brad's house over a year ago, probably. I think it was summertime, so maybe...
Year and a
Maybe not
half,
quite a-
maybe.
We've
Yeah.
been recording this ever since.
And yeah, been a whole pandemic in between. First time back in the studio together. It's weird.
It's very weird.
We
had
don't know what
talk.
to do. We're all real close to each other now.
Yep. We had real conversation about real feelings.
As per usual, yeah, we've
Used
spent
up
the past 2 hours
all the
hanging out
material.
and
We've
probably have
covered all the
nothing to talk
NFT bases there are to cover.
Yep.
We're very well educated on
Sold,
NFTs.
bought NFTs. That's not even going to be a thing by the time this airs.
Right,
Like
yeah.
everyone will have forgotten about
Right,
it.
it's already a where are they now?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you guys have studio slippers back there, but
They probably have
warm.
spiders in them
that's
now.
what I was going to say. There's probably stuff living in them for sure. I was down here the other day and I just turned around and there was a spider hanging from the ceiling, like right here, eye level with me.
It's just floating.
Yeah.
Hey, bud.
Yeah.
It's like giving you song lyrics
I
like
did not
Charlotte.
appreciate it.
That's how good Charlotte
color was
started.
it?
It was one of those like translucent
Oh,
yellowy,
those are the
see-through
worst.
Yeah.
looking
Those
ones.
are the
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah, they're
worst.
disgusting.
You don't need a superpower spider. You're already a spider.
There's been some monster spiders down here in this basement.
All
that
in my
I've seen.
slippers. That's cool.
Probably. I would definitely check those before you slip those pigs in there. So yeah, we're back. We're gonna talk about Eloise.
And I'm sure you guys have forgotten how the original song
No
sounded.
idea. This is going to be like hearing it for the first time, which is going to be awesome for a revisit.
Let's go ahead and do nothing to compare it to.
Do you guys remember anything we said?
I barely
on
remember Brad.
last time we recorded.
The listeners should have that covered. Right?
Yeah, it'll be seamless.
I kind of remember that Patrick, you
Probably
had
said it
said
had
something
good
about
bones.
and the vocals I think were something you wanted
Yeah.
Brad to work on. But Brad, you've done a whole re-record on this.
I had to do full Pistols and Chains re-record start to finish because I couldn't get stuff to blend together how I liked. And this was one of the ones where we had pulled Chad's drums in, and
Right.
it wasn't really fitting or sitting
Like
well.
if you want to try and move stuff around.
Yeah, and so like I wasn't like the composition is essentially the same, but the whole sort of mood and feel of it's a little bit different.
This harkens back to the few episodes where I was really pushing Brad to kind of get out of his vocal funk and just be more comfortable with emotion.
This one I was trying to hit a character mark a little bit more than I probably have in other songs. So
Let's see. It was summer when we did this last, so probably prime allergy season for you.
Yep.
Even though you recorded this song well
a
before
long time
that.
ago, yeah.
But
It was recorded in the winter.
okay.
The original lyrics from the version the listeners have heard was from
Just minutes
the
ago.
winter. Yeah,
Right.
It was from the
The
winter.
song written across a generation.
And this one is it's creeping up on allergies, but I did redo all the lyrics again within the last few days, and I'm sitting pretty good right now. So
It's funny.
The original release is going to be on the 10-year anniversary album.
yeah, and then I'm gonna get a Brennan O'Brien remix done.
It's funny, the Pistols and Chains song, I believe in that episode we had said, this is the longest we've gone in between recording
Yeah,
on a song. Well, that has now been supplanted by
New record.
this. So, yeah. I'm excited to hear what you've done here. I always enjoy your re-records. I think they always turn out really great.
I did throw the disclaimer out there to you earlier that it's compositionally done, rough mixed, just kind of a placeholder for everything. I would like to give you carte blanche to do whatever you want to it. So if you feel like you hear something as you listen to it, mention it, do it.
Okay.
It's wide open.
Basically, that's Brad saying, it's on you now. I've done my work.
Well, kind of, and only because I can't figure. I'm cash.
I can't bear it
Yeah,
anymore.
I just can't figure anything else out. It's either I go back and re-record it again, or I get fresh ideas.
Yeah, this has been one you've been struggling
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
to even redo. So
Give it
I'm
a
cool
go.
with that. Yeah, let's listen to it and then let's see where we can take it from there.
I'm not feeling myself lately. I've been speaking in tongues. I'd like to thank you for stopping by. I've been all alone, but with all the distractions, I can't get nothing done. It sure seems like we've had this conversation. Your kids should be grown. I don't know how I got here, and I don't think I'm done. The longer I stay here, baby, the worse I become. It feels like they've hollowed me out. My smile is gone. It's taking everything I have left to try and hang on. I might have misplaced my mind again. Nothing you say makes sense. I'd like to go for a walk outside, but I'd be under arrest. It feels like a lifetime now, spent staring at the walls. I keep hearing the phone ring, but no one ever calls. I don't know how I got here, and I don't think I'm done. worse I become. It feels like they've hollowed me out. My smile is gone. It's taking everything I have left to try and hang on. I must be where I'm supposed to be. Now I cannot scare you anymore. We all get along in here. We are never alone.
Patrick was giving us the okay symbol.
Wait,
That's,
I started 30 seconds late because I had a
Brad's
I had
re-listening to a different
technology
part.
hiccup.
that's what we have to do online to let everybody know we'd listened. But now we know we've all listened. All I have to say is,
Yeah, that's okay, good. All right, let's wrap
Took
that
you this
up.
long, huh?
right, a long time. That's a lot different.
Okay,
Huh.
It's
Okay.
a lot different.
it is a lot different.
I like it a lot.
ya?
Yeah.
Good.
I do too. The only thing I have are production notes.
It's not mixed great.
It's really all dynamics for me.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to hear
I don't
what
know
Whyte
if
has to
you
say.
noticed me, but I was
You look
bobbing
like
my
that
head
cat
to-
video.
yeah.
That translates well on the podcast, I'm sure.
Right. Yeah, I really like it. I was waiting for that tag at the end, the Eloise is a lonely place, because that was a big part of the original.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, maybe it's not going to do it. But when it came in, I was like, oh, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
it fits there really great. Yeah, I think this is going to turn out awesome. I also am with Patrick in that I think it's ready to mix, and any issues I had or have with it are production,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
mixing.
I was more focused on, like I said, just trying to get everything there.
The craft
And-
is there.
Yeah, I was just trying to get the shit together. Now it's there, and
Your vocals sound different on this. Did you use
They
a different
do.
microwave?
A microwave? Did you use a microwave on it?
Do you record your
I
vocals
used
with a
the
microwave?
GE.
Okay. Did you use a different microphone than you usually use? No.
normal.
Huh.
Something's been going on where, with the session I made, this one wasn't from my template because I saved as a copy in the old version, so just the way I had to record it was a little bit different than what I'm used
Like,
to. So
do
I
you
don't.
use a chain of plugins or anything when you're recording?
I do normally,
was it.
and so like I had to go back and like retroactively put them in. So this one you'll notice when you look at the session that it's kind of different than
I thought they sounded really good.
Is the bus
Yeah.
here already? We going bus riding?
I did
Not yet.
redo them because the old ones weren't very good.
Yeah.
The whole kind of tempo feel of the song's a little bit different, so I changed the cadence a
I
little
thought
bit.
it jammed. Like I was
Yeah.
bobbing my head. I thought it had a really good flow. I really like those oohs, the background oohs that you put in there. Because of what the song is about, they give like a haunting kind of feel.
That's what I was trying to do,
which I
and-
think is fitting
Yeah.
for the song. Really a cool production value to that. The only thing I thought was there's some of those guitars in the intro where it sounded really busy, but I think it's because you got some
I got, like,
crazy
auto
pan
yeah,
jobs going on.
It was yeah.
I thought the bottom end, particularly in that intro, needs to come up a little better. So it's got good bass to it, but it sounds a little hollow
I think
or
there
maybe
was just
muddy.
so much stuff
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
on there where maybe we
And
consolidate a couple
yeah,
of
I
those
think
things.
probably, and I think all I'm trying to do there is just sort of create that asylum atmosphere, a little
Yeah,
bit, like a little bit of wind driven kind of thing, and so I just ride that wave as far as you want to take it. It's just got some
Okay.
auto pan shit on it that
Gotcha.
is pretty easy, you know.
And that's the only thing that like took me out for a second, but once that part past is right back in it.
The opposite happens in your solo too. It gets a little piercing because I think the song needs the bottom end for that haunting feel.
Yeah.
Again, it's easy production. I say easy production. I'm just like, Whyte's gonna fix it. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
But it does get a little too high for my ear.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's probably just some EQ stuff with those solo guitars.
I like that solo too. I think
solo's pretty
it's
sweet.
very well put together, especially considering what you came from.
Yeah.
Like the idea, I think this is a great example of demo
Yeah.
and then kind of reworking it into a much more cohesive and better flowing song.
And what always bothered me about the other song, the chorus was singing one line 6 times, and then the bridge was sort of just never alone, and then that was it. And so like I really want to tie everything and put more substance in the song.
Have you tried talking about butterflies?
yeah, exactly.
Haunted house.
And in retrospect,
Haunted house.
The first chorus should have been caterpillar. That song. I fucked that up. I missed my mark.
That was a biology joke, ladies and gentlemen. Pupa.
Yeah.
It was basic biology.
It may sound cheesy, but I would like when you come in with the "Don't know how I got here." It'd be cool to have sort of a underwatery kind of effect on your vocals.
Yeah.
To come out of that, or I guess to come into that next verse.
Yeah. And the other part at the very end, the one you mentioned that was the original line that came back after the solo where it fades, you'll notice when you go in there that I was trying by myself to sound like multiple people. So I think
in the
it'd be
original
fun
you
if-
had the like actual talking in the background.
Yeah, but I just wanted to make it so like everybody in there was
Right.
singing with the song,
Okay.
kind of thing. So you were free to put your vocal to that or whatever.
I seem to recall originally not knowing what this song was about and you having to explain it, but I feel like you do a much better job with the lyrics in this new version where you get an idea of what
Yeah.
it is about. Right?
Yeah,
Kind
there's some
there's a better story
bigger
going on.
clues. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do because I think that did derive from our first listen that everybody probably just listened to. That it was a little confusing, and I think I was trying to heal that wound a little bit. I think I got there on it.
Now I'm going to ask, like, why did this take so long, Brad? This is great.
I don't
What
know.
the hell were you so worried about the whole time?
I
You're
wasn't.
like,
I wasn't.
I can't do
I wasn't
it.
worried about it. And literally, like the bridge has been sitting there. Like I told you, like I'm probably gonna have it ready. I'll probably have it
Right.
I didn't have lyrics for that bridge or any way how to sing it. What I was gonna do is just make it like full of effects and wave shit. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to put something in there. And then I just went up there one day and that part kind of hit like the cadence of the melody hit me, and I was like, okay, like I can fill this in.
Yeah.
And
Could you
so-
take like 2 minutes to just tell us what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, yeah.
Walk our listeners through what the fuck is wrong with
That's how
Brad?
she came together.
Yeah, I think it's going to turn out awesome. I think it's ready to
Yeah,
mix.
it's all production. This is going to be
I don't have really
be-
anything else to say.
muy caliente.
Yeah, you see?
I think those are the same.
I don't know.
Pulling from the
We've
same.
just lost our entire South American listenership.
Io scrivo.
Steve-O.
I say we can jump to the future on this, get it mixed, come back, listen to the mix, and finally get this song out.
Right on.
Cool, let's do it.
Cool.
Set course.
To the future!
All right, welcome back. It's been quite a journey. We've gone
Back,
from the future to the past to the future's past, and now we're here.
back and forth
Fucking busy.
forever.
Okay. All right. So, since we were here last, Brad was here in the studio, left this song with me. I mixed it.
That's the night Brad had to get home because he said he was going to be
Yeah.
home 2 hours.
Brad was in
Yeah.
trouble. He
And
just left.
and I gave you a really rough mix, if I do recall.
I do believe
So-
I said bottom end needs rounding out
Yeah.
and piercing highs. in
Yeah,
the
it could have
solo.
been.
Yeah.
But I did mix this, and I sent it to Brad, and Brad gave me the thumbs up, basically.
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
Yep.
Oh, you double thumbed up.
Oh yeah, it was a boom done next.
Well, what the hell am I even doing here?
I don't
then?
know. Let's pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin.
Yeah, print it. Okay, episode's done. This has been Belonging Songs.
Yeah, we don't even need to listen to it because we know what's coming.
This is like doing a Wade song where
Yeah,
we
it
don't
is.
matter.
Yeah,
Now it's just me
exactly.
that
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Well, it's because of the mix that I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Classic.
right. I have to compliment your mix.
Yeah, it's almost. I mean, it's just a mix, right? So we could probably just get done.
Yeah.
We just
He
get out of
literally,
here.
he literally clicks one button on
Yeah,
the
it's
computer.
just
It
a
just says mix. Command M.
We will talk about the mix after we give this a listen. Anything else that you
What's your favorite component in the Chex mix?
check? I think the checks part. I don't know. Some
Rye chip.
Yeah, that's no.
No, I love the rye chip.
No, that's an
yeah,
obstacle
I like
for
the
me.
rye chip.
Rye chip's an obstacle for me.
Really?
Yeah,
I like
it's in
it.
there, and I'm like,
I mean,
no,
the
you know what,
Chex is probably a smart answer.
I'm not a huge
I'm
pretzel
gonna
guy.
eat it.
Yeah, the
But-
pretzels are filler.
It's not the best pretzel either. in
What?
that.
We can eat the Chex Party mix?
What?
Oh,
Oh, yeah, okay. I know what you're doing.
we
now.
can eat the
Yeah.
Chex Party mix? Okay. Oh, we can listen to this mix? Okay, let's do it.
I'm not feeling myself lately. I've been speaking in tongues. I'd like to thank you for stopping by. I've been all alone, but with all the distractions, I can't get nothing done. It sure seems like we've had this conversation. Your kid should be grown. I don't know how I got here, and I don't think I'm done. The longer I stay here, baby, the worse I become. It feels like they've hollowed me out. My smile's gone. It's taking everything I have left to try and hang on. I might have misplaced my mind again. Nothing you say makes sense. I'd like to go for a walk outside, but I'd be under arrest. It feels like a lifetime now, spent staring at the wall. I keep hearing the phone ring, but no one ever called. I don't know how I got here, and I don't think I'm done. But the longer I stay here, baby, the worse I become. It feels like they've hollowed me out. My smile's gone. It's taking everything I have left
back up to right after the intro, there's like something squeaky in the kit that,
There's squeaks.
yeah.
Little geek.
I put those in there.
You did?
I
Yeah.
like those. They happen like every
Yeah.
so often.
You know what they remind me of? A gurney wheel, like.
Yeah,
I-
like squeaking
That's
through
kind
the
of
hall.
yeah.
I hate them.
Really?
Yeah, it's really distracting.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny because they kind of start to come in when you say distractions,
Uh-huh.
and then I do that weird pan that ooh.
Yeah, I love that thing.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah,
A lot
that-
of different
that
pan
was
jobs.
sweet.
Yeah.
I also like the vibrato guitar coming in towards the end. The way that's mixed is really, really good. It's just kind of this underlying note that carries out. It's really ghostly.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Any other notes that you want to?
Hate that.
No, yeah, that's a strong hate. It's distracting. But that's just 1 out of 3 of us. So
Okay.
the only other comment I had, other than really liking the mix, is the ride cymbal at the end is really loud in my right ear. But
This mix is hotter than the last one we listened to.
Yeah.
I noticed it came in. We were like, whoa.
yeah,
But it's just we didn't.
so
have the
it
signal
might be
dialed
that.
in.
But other than that, I think it sounds phenomenal.
Brad, let's get your thoughts on that, especially the squeak.
I'm good with the squeaks. The squeaks at first, I do truck listens 1st, I think. I was just wondering what they were. I knew they were, I didn't do it, right? So I was
Yeah.
like, what are they? They were sort of intermittent.
Yeah.
So I think they're like on the first and third in the first verse, and then maybe the first and third in the second verse. I like them. I thought they were kind of low enough in the background to just kind of be like another thing to
Yeah, that
bop-
was the idea.
just to bop to a
something
little
to
bit.
like kind of grab your attention over
Yeah.
here and here.
What I do love is I love, and I don't remember if I did it or you did it. I think you did it, taking the drums out of the intro and bringing
Yep.
it slow.
I really played around with that intro. It's a lot
Yeah.
different than it was.
I agree.
I made a comment like the first 5 seconds of the intro,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just apply this huge boost,
Yeah.
and to finish out the rest of the intro and lead in the song, that's incredibly
Yeah.
effective.
There's a guitar that I cut out of your intro,
Infectious.
except for that one part where
Yep.
it comes in
Yeah.
and goes dun 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 dun
Yep.
dun
Yeah.
dun dun.
Yep.
I thought it was getting in the way of everything else,
I think it was.
but then I was like, I really like this one part, so I dipped some of the other elements and brought that in.
Yeah.
And I think it is a cool like.
At first, I
little
wasn't
thing.
in love with that because it just sounded like I was like, looking around
Right.
like, what the fuck was that? But then I noticed like I started anticipating it when I listened to it, which means I liked
Yeah.
it. I do like that part because it's a little off in the other parts because that intro melody guitar used to be something completely different.
Okay.
So I had like a completely different melody line for it, and that was kind of going along with it. And so I took all the melody out and then replaced the melody, and then I kind of liked the way it was gelling sometimes, but it wasn't perfect. So I left it in basically so you could hear it and just do what you wanted with it.
That's really the only part of the song that I like did arranging on.
I love the intro. I love the altercation between like the root note and the high part of the boom, bam,
Yeah.
boom, bam. I like that in the intro, and it's really bold, and the reverb, like you did a really nice job with reverb on all that, and it plays in your ear really
it's
sweet.
way more rounded out.
Yeah.
now. Yeah, it does. It just sounds sweeter.
I gave it to you just raw, I love this.
I have
that
a
part of
note
it.
on reverb for you. You recorded a lot of your reverb down.
I did.
So
on
your
this one.
guitars already had
Yeah.
a lot of reverb.
Yeah.
Did I say reverb or did I say something else?
You said the reverb has a lot of reverb with the reverby guitars.
I thought I said reverb at
No,
one
yeah,
point.
well,
Okay.
it was reverberating.
So that was something I had to contend with.
Yeah.
Where normally I would add my own, but you already had a lot of it.
Yeah.
So I had to be really strategic of where I was going to put.
Accentuate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was sort of on
Accentual.
purpose because, I had recorded this song completely already before.
I mean, if you have a sound you like,
Yeah.
then you
And
might
so
as well record
that
it
helped
down.
me record it by having that in it, like.
Yeah. Like
So-
I'm usually of the mind
later.
to add it later,
Yeah.
but there's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with finding a sound that you like.
Yeah.
And if it's reverb and it's helping you play the song, then
Yeah.
it's
So
better to record it.
That was
way.
the case with this song, which is why it's all there. And then you thickened up the second chorus by bringing in that lead guitar right away, which I love, just to beef it up and the ambient sounds like what you did with those two guitars. You probably, I gave them to you, I think muted, didn't I? I think I muted one of them.
I think I did find something that you had.
Yeah, because
muted and
originally I was
"Let's see
like,
what
I
this
don't
is."
like the sound of that. Like actually the one that's like the wow,
Yeah.
the one in your left ear, I think in this mix.
I'll pretty much always listen to something.
Yeah.
Because you didn't hide it. It was in the session.
Yeah.
So I'll be like,
I do
okay,
that on
let's see what this
purpose.
is.
Yep.
because sometimes they'll just be like, oh, I could just bring it in for a second.
Yeah.
Or maybe I can move it somewhere else.
And one thing I'd like, though, is like you let them run, you know, so like that thing, it has the delay on it.
Yeah.
And so like you can hear like the finger movement and stuff at the end when it's kind of dumb, but it's like squeaky floors kind of thing.
It's the same effect that I use to make those squeaks
It's my favorite.
that are on that.
Right. The song's called Squeaks now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of the nature of the song and it taking place in this institution. And I know that you really like music with
Connection.
pan jobs and stuff.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I thought like I'd like to
Those
play with
great
this.
pan jobs.
Give this some space.
This song especially.
Yeah, and I really one of my favorite production notes that I did is when you say that the word distractions, and I know I mentioned it before, but then I bring in that one guitar, and I think that was
love
something
that
I kind
guitar.
of chopped up to, and was like it just
Yeah. That was
it's over
something
to
I
the
noticed
side.
right away because I was like, oh, that thing's fucking sweet.
That happens, and then another guitar comes in on the other side, so you're kind of getting a little disoriented by the different things.
Yeah, I was gonna say this song the mix has a real spatial feel. Like you get a sense of the virtual room.
And I
that it's
think like
recorded
we
in.
had just done what we're listening to on Deep Sea Diver, where the pan jobs were amazing. I think maybe that was still
playing
in my
into it.
mind. I
Yeah,
was like-
that's good though.
and I know you like stuff
love
like
that.
that.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes I'll get your rough mixes,
I've
and you have
panned all
stuff panned
over.
all over.
Yeah.
And I don't want to like always just be like, well, that's not the way I would do it. I want you to like
Well, I
the
listen to
result
stuff
to have
a lot in headphones, you know, so actually just earbuds or whatever. And so like I noticed things a lot. Like I was listening to Stone Temple Pilots or something the other day, and I noticed like one harmony vocal was in the left ear.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, I would never just put one harmony vocal in the left
But
ear.
it works,
But it
you know?
inspires you to
Yeah.
try it, right? So like that's where a lot of
I think
that
I
stuff
get
comes
more
from.
adventurous in your song mixes
Probably
than I do
yours.
in mine.
Yeah.
Just because I know that you're into that more. Like,
Yeah, I just like playing around with it. I don't think that everything has to be, you know, because if you start doing everything the same,
Right.
you're going, hey, background
Everything just
vocals go
sounds
in the
the same,
center,
right.
and yeah, you're gonna get everything's gonna be identical. I like
Exactly.
changing it. So I think you did an awesome job. I think you saved this song because I was happy with.
the
I
redo.
wouldn't even say performances, just the new writing of it. Like I liked the verses. I really like how the bridge turned out on this song.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably my favorite part of the song now because it was always the struggle.
That's
the
where
part
I brought that
Yeah,
long
I
guitar
agree.
in.
Yeah, I agree.
and those were chopped up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had those in there, and that was seriously like a quick 2-second. Just I grabbed them and I dragged them over.
I put some
because I wanted
delay
to
and
make
stuff
it.
on
What
those.
I was trying to do was do like and Run the Jewels where they do like the quick delay.
Yeah.
Where it's like bum, brrrr. I was trying to do
Like a
something like that.
build-up.
I don't know how to do it. So
Isn't it interesting how the music we listen to influences the music
It is.
that
That's
we
weird.
write? So,
Super weird.
us out on what you're listening to, Daddy.
that's right.
Way to tie it into the other episode.
Right.
I have some notes, and I'm wondering if we should give them to Brad and have him re-record the song and come back to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one,
Version 3 is going to be top.
one might
I
need a little more work.
What do you think? Maybe 2 more years we can
Yeah,
give this
yeah.
one?
No,
Time
this
dilation.
one has been a journey. It's been one I've been on you to re-record
Yeah.
because I think we liked the song initially. I didn't want to let it go, and I know at a point you were like,
was done with it.
"I'm done. I don't
Yeah.
want to do it anymore."
I get that way.
But I'm really glad that you did. You had sent a text after I sent you the mix. It was like the next day, and I think you had just mix is great. I'm glad that this one's finally done. And
Yeah.
I think my response was like, I'm glad that you did it.
Yeah,
Like,
it's been a marathon.
because I think people are going to like the song, and I really like it. And I think it turned out great. All your redos have turned out really great. So yeah,
I'm a big fan.
cool.
Like I said, and it's cool how the parts in the first version were the parts that I liked the least, and I couldn't find a place to fit
Right.
those into the song. And I was just like, swear it really loses steam,
Yeah.
Like the bridge, for example. I was always just like, I fucking hate this part,
Yeah.
But then I just stripped it down, and I think when I redid it, I was like, okay, like, and that just happened where I was just sitting there, and I didn't have any lyrics, but then all of a sudden, like a melody.
Yep.
I just sang a
once,
melody
once
over
there's
it.
room.
Yep, exactly.
You know,
you have
you
to
took
remove.
something out,
Yeah,
yeah.
you have to remove. I kept trying to add to what was there, and I thought it was instrumentation, and I was like, no, like the roots of it is shit. Like I just have to pull that out.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to lose that part, so I put it at the end, and I think it worked
Yeah,
a lot better.
Arrangement issue.
Yeah. So thank you. That's and again, mix wise, to get technical, like I gave.
do you wanna get technical?
Yeah. I gave it to you in a shit hot mess, I think. In my opinion. I would just remember, and maybe it's just because I was a little bit rushed in getting it all to a mix point. You know, like I had everything bounced down and I had things.
No, I think you told me
them.
like it's not how I usually
like
to get them.
I wasn't able to like spend a lot of
But
time.
I think you were
on
trying to get it.
sounds. Just wanted to get it presentable
so we could get here and do an episode. I have mixed notes on it. Patrick, your note from last time about the bass, we're seeing you need to tighten that up. Brad, I have mentioned this to you countless of times, and it's your bass guitar. It's the tone on your bass guitar. It basically has none. Well, I think
It's just
it's the
bass.
guitar. I think
Yeah.
you need a new pickup maybe. Because
Brad, we got to talk.
because really there is no tone when I go to try and add
You saying I should buy a new bass?
because
I mean, there's an opportunity to get something
Do you
done.
need me to write you a note for Amanda?
I think maybe just write me a note.
Brad-
Say Brad needs a new bass.
As your mix engineer and producer, I advise you to rent a fast car with no top and go to the closest
A Sebring.
closest
Get
music
Chrysler's
store
nicest convertible.
and buy a new bass guitar.
As if there's a LeBaron available, get the
The
LeBaron.
Michael Scott model.
Yeah.
And then you put the new bass guitar in the passenger seat, buckled in.
buckled in.
No, if you're turning the tone knob up, it's
It's
dead.
flat, son.
There's no information above a certain point to where I can get the pluckiness to poke through. I had to fight with that a lot in the
I'll go ahead and-
plug-in.
I'll try something easy first, which is
Buy a new
it's-
bass.
No, well, yeah,
Turn
It's
it up farther.
No, it's active pickup, so maybe I just need a new 9-volt battery. That could be the case.
Usually when that's the case, though, it'll just
It'll
sound
die.
like it's farting
it's
out.
over.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it is just the bass. Maybe it just I don't know.
Well,
Needs to be
Maybe a-
replaced.
pickup or maybe the tone knob or something. Does the tone knob
Tone
actually
knob's a
do
little
something?
fucked up. Yeah, it does. It's a little fucked up.
Because there should be information above a certain point,
Yeah.
but there's just not. There's nothing above like 500 hertz. It's just like nothing.
Nice.
I can't
I like
do
that.
anything.
We gotta fix that problem.
So yeah, so I had to do a
Glad
lot
we
of
had
things
this
like
talk.
turning up
Thank you.
the treble on the bass amp plug-in,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to scoop out some of the low end just because it was too much.
Yeah.
And then I had to raise a mid frequency because I didn't have around 1K is where you get the poke through. That's where like, you get the attack from a bass, and it wasn't there, so I had to go down lower, and that starts to get a little boxy. But I think I ended up getting it in the end.
Yeah, it sounds a ton better.
But before it was just very
Thick.
like just
yeah,
just
it's muddy.
like it was in another room or something. So that was a note I had. It also, the bass was clipping in a few spots, and I think you had distortion on it, I believe,
Yeah.
a plug-in.
Part of it. Yep. That
And I don't
could've-
know if you planned on, you're like, well, I'm just going to put distortion on it, so
That's probably-
not take as
if-
much
if-
care.
if
Brad,
I-
as your attorney, you don't have to answer these questions.
if I know me, I'm lazy. So
But-
I was probably like, sounds all right.
I would prefer that it didn't, because digital clipping
Makes sense.
clipping is not pleasant.
That
Like,
makes sense.
Even when you put distortion on it.
He's right.
Brad, what you were doing there, I'd prefer you
Yeah,
didn't.
he's right. I mean,
I guess while we're on a roll, I had to correct some bad guitar notes too.
I just made a.
You can help by staying out of Daddy's way.
I'm just gonna make one note, a general note. Quit being shitty is what I'm gonna write down.
No, and then the other, let's see, the drum added at the beginning. I put distortion on the background vocals to help those poke through.
I did like that.
I like that a lot. And actually, you had mentioned that previously in an episode about how you do that.
Sometimes, not all the time.
But I noticed it on this one because I recorded them and I was trying to get them. You know, when you turn them up, it's not the same, right? So I was like, that's badass because that technique's brilliant to me.
And I added chorus to your and reverb to the bridge vocals. So
Which I love.
because like you said, that was a part you were contending with, and I wanted to make that a different part from the rest of the song. So that sweeping guitar comes in, and then I added those effects to your vocals to set that apart. So you know, like this is a bridge, this is disconnected from the rest of it. We're
It's
in
a
the same
separate
universe. Yeah, but
Yep.
so to separate that, I did some
like
extra
that
stuff. So those are the mix notes on that. Long journey for this one. I think it turned out really good.
So you had some shitty guitar
I mean,
notes.
there were.
Okay.
When-
Keep it positive.
Yeah, I mean,
we coming back for part 2?
Patrick, do you want to read my note right there?
What does this say?
Oh, yeah.
Tune your
how,
shit.
How do you not notice when recording?
I was getting pissed when I was mixing
Well,
it.
what did I notice?
The bad notes. I was like, what is
Because
he just...
I'm a human being, dude.
Oh,
I'm not a
come
robot.
on.
Fuck it. What are the bad notes? Show them to me.
Well, I
Show me
edited
the
them
bad
out.
notes. Show me the bad notes.
I fixed them.
Well, send me the cut tape, and I want to see that bad note.
There was multiple bad notes.
Well, again,
Brad, why I love your music is because of the
bad
notes.
notes.
The Brad
The
notes.
Brad notes. You got to have the Brad
You're
notes.
listening to Brad
This
notes.
is Brad.
I think there's
This is Brad notes.
sometimes you can use that as an
Improve.
excuse to be a little lazy when you're
98%
recording.
of my
that's
music
accurate.
is bad notes.
I think it's accurate. You're right.
Like a little could go a long ways and just being like, oops, let me redo that.
Yeah, but
Brad, we can't get better unless we respect ourselves.
my personal problem is
Your headphones are up too loud and you can't hear it.
no, I like to play. I like to do like complete takes, so I
Yeah.
like things to flow in.
Off the floor.
And
One
so-
take every
one
time.
take every time. So like there might be 12 of them, but sometimes there's a weird shit in them that happens. And we,
Capture
That's my
that
issue.
live
it's my issue.
performance.
Right, capture that live performance. Yeah, coming at you live.
Look out for Brad's live album.
It's live
Triple
in the studio
gatefold.
by myself.
Patrick, you have a real issue with those squeaks. Should we listen to this again and see?
We
Wait,
can.
We just talked a lot about the mix in general. I think it might be a good idea because I do want to get your take on that, and I want to look out for
I don't
that.
know if I could be more blunt, but I'll give it a second listen for the sake of confirmation.
Well,
Just so you can
no,
go.
I agree. Let's listen to it again.
after hearing what Brad and I said about it,
Have you heard of the defense?
yeah, let's. I think it's
Put
worth.
yourself inside Eloise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Close your eyes. Put on the white outfit.
I'm going to close my eyes so you guys
Now,
can
did
talk
you notice
shit
all
about
of them,
me.
Patrick, or was
Yeah.
it just okay?
Yeah.
I fucking. I don't want to understate this, but I fucking hate them.
This has been
This is
production notes.
This has been shit on.
Let's do it
Brad.
again, Brad. Let's pay attention to that ride
poor-
symbol at the end too.
The
and see
poor
what
guy
we think.
takes 5 years to get a song together, and you just want to dump on
Well,
it.
Brad, I want to be clear. None of that was your doing.
I think you're right.
That's true.
I did have the crash symbol at the end, though. That was mine. I did that. Wade turned it up too loud, maybe, though.
Let's listen for that and let's see.
This has been Under the Bus.
There we go. Yeah.
Getting roasted.
I'm not feeling myself lately. I've been speaking in tongues. I'd like to thank you for stopping by. I've been all alone, but with all the distractions, I can't get nothing done. It sure seems like we've had this conversation. Your kid should be grown. I don't know how I got here, and I don't think I'm done. The longer I stay here, baby, the worse I become. It feels like they've hollowed me out. My smile's gone. It's taking everything I have left to try and hang on. I might have misplaced my mind again. Nothing you say makes sense. I'd like to go for a walk outside, but I'd be under arrest. It feels like a lifetime now, spent staring at the wall. I keep hearing the phone ring, but no one ever called. I don't know how I got here, and I don't think I'm done. Now I cannot scare you anymore. We all get along in here. We are never alone. Eloise is a lonely place, but we're never alone. Eloise is a lonely place, but we're never alone. Eloise is a lonely place, but we're never alone.
That cymbal doesn't bother me.
It does me a little bit, but when you were air drumming, you were ghost noting, which I think would have made it better because you had added some double hits.
Yeah, I didn't do the drums, bro.
I know, bro, but I'm
Gave
just
you
saying.
carte blanche.
I'm just saying. Fix it. So let me be clear. I don't hate the cymbal. I just get it's panned all the way right, and this could be a function of my hearing because I do have less hearing in my left than in my right, especially at higher frequencies. So
Same.
I get fixated on that, where I think when you were
That's how it's recorded.
Yeah.
Like I could move it, but then that throws out
well, that's
the
fine.
phase
I don't
with the whole kit.
I don't think it's anything we need to fix. This is just my personal ear. So for stuff like that, where you have a constant,
You need something to balance it
I
out
need
on the other
yeah,
side.
I need a couple random notes on the
other
snare
side.
and my other side to balance it out. It's a minor note.
I wonder
It's-
if we move the snare over.
Well, it's funny because actually I said I'm the same, but mine's the opposite. So
Yeah.
my right ear I can't hear as well as in my left ear.
Can you guys make the headphones really big?
That's what we need to do.
Put both your heads
My
in there.
right ear, I like ruptured an eardrum or something
so
when I was a kid.
here's my final word on the squeaks. Still don't like them, but I think the reason I don't like them is because they fall on the cymbal hit. So what it sounds like to me is that somebody's hitting the bell of the cymbal and it just has like this artifact associated with it. Again, we don't have to fix this. This is my bugaboo. Mm-hmm. That's not like a Proud Boys
Maybe
thing,
the
right?
listeners
That's
can write-
Boogaloo's.
I don't know.
Maybe somebody can write in and talk about the squeaks.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the squeaks?
But
Is Patrick
You know
crazy?
what? You know what I do like about the squeaks? The second time they happen, they alternate ears. It does it 3 times, and then the fourth measure, it doesn't do it, but the drums do the same type of rhythm.
and
Which I
so
think is
it
cool.
sounds like a clip to me. It sounds like the bell of the cymbal clipping. And so I think maybe to my ear
Have you ever heard a bell cymbal?
Clipping.
twice.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was very impassioned here, Wade.
I know.
It threw me off. So if you had a longer clip of like that squeak coming through at a little more natural kind of sound, so you actually had a sample of an actual wheel kind of periodically squeaking instead of just the very rhythmic squeak, it'd probably change things. But to me, because of where it hits, it sounds like either a clip or an artifact. And it's driving me nuts.
I kind of like it. Well, it should drive you nuts. It's about a nut song.
Hey, that's not a sensitive way to talk about mental health, Brad, so let's re-record this whole goddamn episode.
You said nuts.
Stop being a lunatic.
We're gonna get letters. No, we're not. Nobody writes it.
The one person that's listening is going to complain.
We can say whatever we want. You guys want to talk about potpourri? Well, coming soon.
Oh, I like them still.
Okay. Brad,
However,
I
Brad
think they
gets final cut.
sound wet to me. Like it's a little bit damp, right in the joint, and I kind of like that.
Damp in the
It's a
joint.
little. It's
getting the damp in this
a little
joint.
musty. It's not a comfortable place to be, and I kind of like that about it for the reasons
You're in the
we
moisture
talked-
zone. It's
we
getting
talked
damp in
earlier.
this joint.
I would say we could try to turn them down, but they're not
down.
very loud.
Yeah, they're down.
Listen, I'm outvoted, and that's fine. I've spoken my piece.
already just admitted that he fixates on things, and it drives him.
So his OCD
I.e.
can't
Brad.
we can't cater. We could not cater to that. I think it's good. I think it's done. I think it's over.
Can I say my piece?
The only thing, the only question I actually have for you, is
are we still friends? No.
Yeah,
I've ruined it.
I know that.
Yeah,
Professionally speaking.
Yeah,
that guitar part that you left in the beginning. I meant to bring this up earlier. Yeah, is it too loud?
no.
It's loud.
Okay, you like it. It is loud.
I mentioned I love the intro. I love the mix.
Okay, because I was.
Are you looking? Are you fishing for me to tear? All right, let's do. Okay, fucking Brad, let's do this.
I could bring it down maybe a
just a
decibel or
skosh,
two.
maybe. Yeah.
I heard
Just because
13.
Patrick said it's perfect.
I heard 13 misnotes.
So here's
The lyrics are
you did not.
pedantic
Wade took
at
them
best.
out. My notes are turn up the squeaks.
Yeah.
Turn down the intro entirely. Patrick likes the intro. Turn it down and then
He's an
quit
intro
being
guy.
shitty.
All right, I'm going to pose the fucking question. I'm going to pose the question right now. Do you, Brad Maurer, do you want to go?
In this day and age.
I have never. You know what? I said I liked the fucking song. You know, I don't even like it anymore. You've ruined it. I don't even like it.
You cash me outside.
I'll hear
me
squeak.
outside. Cash
Squeak,
me
squeak,
outside.
squeak. I'm Brad Maurer. Squeak, squeak, squeak.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn that little intro thing down a couple decibels.
Oh, God, we're coming back to this.
What?
No,
The podcast will never survive.
This is for the mix. We're not revisiting.
No,
these are walkaway
these are
notes.
really
Okay.
little walkaway
Walkaway
notes.
notes,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm going to turn that down a little bit. I'm going to look at that end and see if I can find something to balance that cymbal out a little better.
It just needs a couple snare hits.
And it
Maybe-
could be just turning the guitar up on
dude.
the left channel a little better.
What about squeaks?
I think the squeaks. I think are
what
done.
about squeaks at the end in the right ear?
Oh. BSrs Patrick is taking a drink and lost it.
Fucking guy wants squeaks. Give him squeaks.
Is it in your nose? Well, that's settled.
We know what to do. We know what to do.
Whole new track of squeaks.
Oh, you want something in the right ear? I'll give you something in the right ear. Fucking squeaks.
Got squeaks in the right ear. Got squeaks in the left. Center channel squeaks.
What about a squeak solo? All right, sorry. So that's settled.
Yeah.
He's alive. He's back.
Okay, so yeah, we're going to do some tweaks, but we're not going to revisit it here. This song has been wrapped up. Glad it's done.
Me too. Jesus.
With all that said, let's get out of here. Please be sure to check out our website, belongingsongs.com.
Dave's chiming in now
can-
from back
oh,
there.
boy.
He likes the squeaks too.
squeaks.
I knew a guy back in school.
My New Balance is squeaks.
The air pocket's blown out on my Jordans from 92.
Chucker's walking around with a pencil poking him out.
Dave's got his Air Jordans from high school duct taped up. I'm a sneakerhead.
He just keeps dousing him in that
Oh,
polish.
God. Does he have an Instagram page where he just shows off his sneakers?
Yeah. Remember that polish that's like Elmer's glue with a sponge on it? He's just slathering it on there.
It looks like a bingo dauber.
Yeah.
I used to use soft scrub
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
or put them in the dishwasher.
Your shoes?
Yeah.
Your mom let you do that?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
she's
well, you
her idea,
fancy fuck,
probably.
you cake eater. You
I
got a
had cable,
dishwasher.
too.
And cable.
Cable
All
dishwasher.
right.
You know what the dishwasher was in our house? Fucking me. That's who.
All right, BSers, on our website, you can fill out the forums page to get a hold of us.
You're a rich kid like
Or-
Zonka and Karate Kid.
You can send
He's
us a
a townie.
message
Yeah.
Lived in town.
directly to belongingsongs.com. I'm sorry, bs@belongingsongs.com. We also have a Patreon page. There are episodes of what we're listening to available there that are not available in the Belonging Songs feed. Hey everyone, I am busting into this episode from the future just to mention a couple of those minor song tweaks that we had talked about as walkaway notes toward the end of the episode there. So I did go in and turn down that intro guitar part, the one that sounds like this. And I also looked at the end of the song. So Patrick had mentioned that cymbal crash as a little distracting. So to balance that out, I took the solo guitar, leaned it more towards the left. And then when Brad's vocals come in at the end, where he's singing Eloise is a Lonely Place, I moved the solo guitar all the way to the left. and let Brad's vocals take up the middle of the mix. Then you have that lead solo guitar on the left-hand side of the mix and that crash cymbal on the right. And that works so much better now to balance out the whole mix. So that was a really good suggestion by Patrick that worked out really well for the mix overall. And because it turned out so well, I did try to go in and soften some of those squeaks for him a bit. So be sure to look out for those few changes when you go listen to this song out there in the world, wherever you get your music digitally, especially our Spotify playlist, which you will hear us talk about more in the outro I'm about to send you back into. Please check out our Spotify playlist. All the songs from the podcast are on there, and it's getting to be like close to 4 hours at this point of all of our music. It's really cool to put on and listen to. I've gotten a couple messages from people saying that they do enjoy doing that because they probably don't enjoy listening to us talk about the song.
That makes
sense.
sense.
And if you don't, you can just go listen to them. Search Belonging Songs on Spotify. Check out our Instagram. Been doing some fun stuff over there where I'm taking the song clips of our music accompanied with photographs that I take from around the house, but I'm turning those photographs into little monsters using Instagram's tools, calling them our song monsters. That's been fun.
Those are cool.
Shoot us an email with your favorite song featuring squeaks. If we don't get
Right.
any emails, then I'm going to assume
They're all getting squeaked.
Everybody loves the squeaks.
Tell your friends, like and subscribe. We've got merch. We've got stickers.
Oh,
on
we
the
do have
website.
stickers.
Yeah,
We have new
sticker.
stickers.
Yeah, new sticker. Just working on sticker pack number 2. Currently, there are 3 stickers in that. There's a Home Square sticker. There's a What We're Listening To sticker. And now the Satellite Chicken logo sticker. Very
What's your
cool.
favorite? I like the Home Square
I
sticker.
like the Home Squares one a lot, too. That's pretty cool. Speaking of Satellite Chicken, this podcast is produced by SatelliteChicken.com. With that being said, we've touched all the points.
Best I could do at the time.
I've noticed I've spelled your on my notes there wrong.
Yeah, that's you are.
That's cool. Send us a message where you're from,
Tell us where you're
where
from.
you listen.
Tell us where you're.
Why do you sound like you're a cop harassing me? Where you're from?
Murder.
It's a murder.
All right, we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you again next week.
Cue the theme.
Now, if I had a bunch of potpourri and I needed a pot to put it in, where would I go to get that?
Get that at Potpourri! Potpourri Warehouse. It's the most hardest core in potpourri. We got potpourri burners. We got sages. We've got toilet potpourri. We got all the potpourri. We got matches to light your potpourri. We got decorative potpourri. And we got 6 moms in the store at all times. Come on by.
Do you think the invention of potpourri was just like,
It just happened.
what are we gonna do with all these old flowers?
Put them in a bag. Sell them for
Got all this old
$20.
shit. Put it in a flammable bag. We'll get people to light it on fire. Smells good, baby.
What? Who are we going to sell to? Moms.
Moms will love
Moms, grandmas, they'll exchange potpourri. Then in 10 years, we'll make potpourri candles.
I got a cinnamon stick guy. We'll get him,
it.
get
What do
him
you think? They're
involved.
gonna stop liking flowers just because they're dead? Light them on fire.
You know what this potpourri looks good in? A mauve-colored bathroom.
Right.
You like mauve?
Wait. Put it in there like you're gonna light it on fire, but never light it on fire.
Next to the decorative soaps.
Right. Don't use the decorative soaps.
They're shaped like a shell, and if you use them, they'll just be round.
We're gonna wrap it in rope.
The ribbon will match your bathroom. Out the door, 2 for $20.
2 for $20. We're wrapping it in rope. We're putting a fancy tag on it. And we're gonna upcharge it. It's old soap.
What?
What happened?
She thinks we're not podcasting.
Are we not rolling? Because that was gold.
Or not.
It's a potpourri.
Clearly. Clearly, you're not podcasting.
Yeah, it's good. Boom, done. Next.